Hi everyone, welcome to my channel and my space. For those of you who are new, my name is Racquel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I hope you get something out of this. Those of you who are returning, thank you so much for supporting my channel. I highly appreciate any bit of support that I receive from you guys. All right, so before we get into today's video, I do recommend, if you have not watched the Understanding the Planets or Understanding the Zodiac Signs videos that I have previously done, I do suggest that you go watch those first, as you have to take the information from those videos to apply it to this video. Okay, this is going to be a super short video. I'm sure most of you know what your sun sign is, what your moon sign is, what your rising sign is. If you do not know, I also have a link in the description box to a place where you can get your free natal chart. It's Astrodeinst. That's the one that I find is more accurate for me personally as a studying astrologer, and it's just easier. It's an easier chart to read. So let's get into this. Let's dive into this. Your sun sign. What is your sun sign? Well, if you remember how I was talking about the planets in the planets video, how I referred to the sun as your inner soul, what you truly desire, what you truly want, what is your purpose. The sun represents that innermost core of yourself. Depending on what sign it is, that can help you decipher, what your innermost core is. For example, I'm a Libra. So my innermost core, I want peace, I want harmony, I am usually the peacemaker, I'm usually the referee. I hear both sides of the story before I make an informed opinion or a decision on something. That's just who I am at my core. I'm fair, I forgive a lot, I'm very forgiving, because I have a Libra sun. That's who I am at my core. Now, people might see that when I show my true light, when I shine my true light, they see me as a very fair, non-judgmental person, somebody that they can come to who's a good listener and who will keep their secrets because, well, that kind of goes along with my rising sign, but we will get into that in a minute. So your sun sign is your innermost core being, okay? If you're a Taurus sun, your inner core being needs stability, needs finer things, creature comforts. That's another thing with Libra is Libra likes aesthetic, beauty, love, relationships. Relationships are very important to Libra. So if you are a Libra sun, that is who you are at your core. All right. So your sun is who you are at your core. Now you take your moon sign, and your moon sign essentially is your emotions, how you intake what goes on around you in the world, how you react to it. And it also gives hints at how you grew up. I am a Capricorn moon, so I'm going to use that as an example. So the moon sign always represents the mother. So growing up, I had a mother that really wasn't there, who was kind of cold and distant from me growing up. It was more towards later on in life, but that profoundly affected how I deal with the emotions around me and, just how I ingest them. So my moon is in Capricorn, and Capricorn is cold, stoic. Capricorn is more career oriented. Okay, so how I deal with my emotions when I get upset or I get angry, I go on a cleaning frenzy. I go on a work frenzy. I distract myself from my emotions with work. When I need to get my emotions out, I usually have to do something physical, tangible, in order to get out my emotions. Now, if you put the sun, my Libra, and Capricorn, my moon, Capricorn is all about strict fairness, not fairness, but strict, disciplined, traditional. They only see one side of the thing. They have focus. They're trying to climb the ladder, right? But then you have Libra that's very fair, very just, listens to all sides of the story, is very open-minded, all right? They're both cardinal signs. That's another thing. They're both cardinal signs, so they're both leadership signs. So inside me, I have a warring between, am I doing what's best for myself, my Capricorn side, or am I doing what's best for the whole, which is my Libra side? That's one way where they war. Am I seeing the bigger picture, or am I being focused on one goal? That's where they war again. So those are two sides of me that are constantly at war. So it's like my inner core and my emotions are constantly at war. And if you take your own and you analyze all the characteristics of your sun sign and you analyze all the characteristics of your moon sign, you can kind of see how you relate, how you are made up of. So, take, I don't know, take a Virgo moon. So Virgo moons get very anxious, very like anxiety ridden when bad emotions come at them. They're analyzing all sorts of the situations of their own emotions. And then say your sun is I don't know, Aries, and you need control, because Virgo is a mutable sign, and Aries is your sun sign, and Aries is your core. You can mute that energy. See, it all depends on, like, where mine are two cardinals and they fight. If you have a cardinal and a mutable, it's like your who you are at your core, and your emotion or your emotions, how you process the world, they work in tandem, because mutable signs are flexible. All right, like we learned in the thingy. But that's how you can do a general makeup of a person. If you have a cardinal sign and a fixed sign, that also works well, because your cardinal sign is the leader. So, and if it's your your sun sign, if it's a cardinal sign, it's the leader. And your moon sign is a fixed sign, so the leader will tell the cardinal what to fixate on. So, like, if you process something that is traumatic, or something comes at you that's emotionally traumatic, your cardinal sign will tell your fixed sign how to deal with that emotion, or how to process that emotion, if it makes any sense. Please let me know if you have any comments in the comment section below. Let me know if I'm babbling, or if you guys have any questions, and I will be sure to answer them. Okay, so that's sun and moon. Now, your rising sign, that is what people see. That's often what you also look like to the world, like physically look like to the world. It's who you present yourself as. It's also a part of you as well. But most people I tend to see, they come into their rising sign a little bit later on in life, or they've always had their rising sign, but they haven't really noticed it. They didn't notice how they were coming off to people. This is people's first impression of you. Now, okay, so my sun sign, my core essence is a Libra. All right. My moon sign, the way that I deal with my emotions is very cold and stoic. So while I am, very fair, I'm very peace driven, I can come off cold because of my Capricorn moon. It's not that I don't feel the emotion, it's just that I rather not express the emotion. So we've got that, we see how that works right there. Now, first impressions of people, I'm a Scorpio rising. So when people meet me, they either love me or they hate me. And the reason for this is that Scorpio risings have an air of mystery, and one of their psychic powers or intuitive powers is seeing right through people. They see the shadow side in somebody. They can easily pick it out. So when people meet them, they subconsciously know this. They subconsciously know that person is going to find me out. That person is going to figure me out. I'm afraid of that person. Or they subconsciously think that person has a lot going on. That person is mysterious. There's more to that person than meets the eye, and they're intrigued. Okay, so that's what I put off. I put a lot, Scorpio risings, if you're a Scorpio rising, you put off this power. You walk into a room and people look at you. They know who you are, or they think they know who you are. They really don't know the depths of you because you go very, very deep. But so that's what you're putting off. You're putting off this air of power if you're a Scorpio rising. So we have my sun sign, which is fair and diplomatic and wants peace, doesn't like, conflict or discord, has to solve the problem very quickly because we can't have peace. Because we can't have upset. That's my innermost core. Very indecisive, okay? Because I see both sides of the story, all right? So that's my inner core. And then we have my emotions where I come off cold because I'm a Capricorn moon. I had a rough childhood. Mother wasn't really there for me. So we got the cold stoic, don't show their emotions. So even though I don't show my emotions, I am still fair. I am still trying to help people out and keep peace and harmony. All right. But then you add in my rising sign, which has this air of mystery to it. So like I'm cold, with my emotions. I have emotions. Trust me, everybody has emotions, but I just don't show my emotions. So, with Scorpios, they're kind of the same way because they kind of went through the same emotional traumas growing up. So they have very, very deep eyes. And while I don't show my emotion through crying or through sympathy, you can see it in my eyes. My eyes never, ever, my eyes always show my emotion. So that's what people are seeing. They might be looking at me and seeing a tortured soul, or they might be looking at me and seeing somebody who is strong, who has overcome a lot of shit in their life. But because of that, I am kind, fair. I am kind. I am generous. But I don't I'm that type of person that doesn't like people who play the victim all the time. You know what I mean? Because my mother played the victim all the time. So it's like that's that Capricorn like energy. But if you put it all together, you can get somebody's main personality. You can get, now it also depends on where their sun sign is, where their moon sign is, what is in their first house. Is it conjunct the ascendant? Do they have something in their 12th house with their ascendant? So it all depends on the planets that are in there. But for the general most part, if you combine your sun, your moon, and your rising, that's how you combine it. You take your core essence, that's who you are at your core. Your emotions and your rising are around you, okay? So it's not who you truly are at the core. It's your sun is who you truly are at the core. Your emotions are how you deal with the world. And then your rising is how you present yourself to the world. And you just take all those three and you add them together. And you take the characteristics of the zodiacs and add them together. I take the characteristics of Libra combined with the characteristics of Capricorn, combined with the characteristics of Scorpio, and you add them together. What ones resonate with you, that's who you are. But that's basically that's how I do it. When I look at a chart, when somebody wants me to read their chart, I always start with that basic formula. Just so that I can get a good sense and a good feel of the person. And then I look at their chart and their aspects and their planets and stuff like that and see what major things are jumping out for me at the time, because I'm also an intuitive astrologer. So when I look at somebody's chart, if they're asking me a question and they want a specific answer, and I look at their chart, I can intuitively, my eye will go to the planet or the house or whatever, will go to one thing, and then I will connect the dots from there. So that is how you combined your sun, your moon, and your rising. You take each zodiac and you take out all the traits from that zodiac and see if it relates to your inner being, your emotional being, and your outer being. Well, I hope that helps. Let me know if you have any questions. Drop a comment in the comment section below. A little exercise you might want to do to help you out with this, to really get in tune with yourself and like learning astrology. Maybe first, like do the sun, the moon, and the rising. Try to combine them. Do it for yourself. Then maybe ask a friend if you want them to if they want you to look up their birth chart. Maybe take a birth chart of your child's, or a birth chart of your siblings, or a birth chart of your spouses or boyfriend or girlfriend, friends. When I first started learning astrology and I knew the basics and the fundamentals of it, I was asking everybody. I was like, hey, let me look up your chart. Hey, let me look up your chart. And you'd be surprised by when you go to read a chart about how accurate you can be, because astrology is more of like the mechanics of the universe. It's not really, I'm an intuitive reader, so I have spirit help me, like point me in certain directions, but you don't have to have spirit help you. You can read it mathematically and, logically as well. So just let me know if this helped you at all. Please give it a big thumbs up if it did help you. And if you want to continue getting my astrology basics and fundamentals, please make sure you hit subscribe and that your notification bell is on. I'm going to upload videos for astrology 3 times a week, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. So, yeah, I hope you all like this. I hope you all are staying kind to each other and you are staying safe during this time. And I will see you in my next video. Oh, before I go, the next video, we're going to talk about the houses. So next week starts on Wednesday. Well, I'm going to upload it on Wednesday, but we're going to talk about the houses, what each house means, what sign and what planet rules each house, and what your chart rulers are. And, yeah, and we're going to continue that through next week. So if you're interested in that, make sure you're subscribed. I wish you all the very best. Please stay blessed. I will see you in my next video. Till then, bye.